This year, we want to take more family vacations, and we're actually headed out to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee for spring break. But the only way we can take these sort of trips is to cut back on some of the expenses. And one of the best ways to do that is by taking your own food. We are driving to Tennessee, so I can bring a big cooler full of food. But where we are staying, we'll have a full fridge and freezer, but we won't really have a way to cook. So I'm going to bring my air fryer and make a couple freezer meals that we can make in the air fryer. And then I'm also making a few ready-made meals that we can just keep in the fridge. Anytime I'm making meals like this that are for travel or some sort of big bulk meal prep, I try to think about foods that last a while and maybe even taste better as they sit, because I'm making these a day in advance and then we have a day of travel and then we want to eat them for a few days. So here I am making a really easy pasta salad because I think pasta salad tastes better after it sits a couple of days. So that works out really well for us. And the nice thing about pasta salad is that it pairs pretty easily with other things, like sandwiches, for example. So we can have some pasta salad in the car for lunch while we're traveling with a sandwich. And then we can also have pasta salad with dinner, or we can even just eat a little bit as a snack over the coming days. So if you're trying to plan homemade meals for a road trip or for a family vacation, it's really helpful to think of things that can last a while and improve with time. The other thing about this pasta salad, and actually all recipes I'm making for this trip, is that I'm trying to use this as a fridge clean out method too, because I don't want to buy a lot of groceries right before we leave town. So I'm using up any veggies I have in this pasta salad. So here I have some cooked macaroni noodles. I chopped up some onion, red pepper, and carrots. I know carrots are maybe not always in a pasta salad, but I had some on hand. I'm also chopping up some Kalamata olives that were in the fridge. You could use black olives too. Really anything that you have on hand, you can throw in there. And then I also have a little bit of diced cheddar cheese. I really like this with a little mozzarella cheese or even some feta cheese, but again, anything you have on hand will work. For the dressing in a separate bowl, I'm combining some olive oil, red wine vinegar, lemon juice. I use stone ground mustard because I don't like Dijon mustard, but I think Dijon would be a more traditional option. A little bit of Italian seasoning and salt, pepper. Oh, and a little bit of sugar too. I'd say I probably put in about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of sugar. And then I simply just mix it together and then pour it over the salad and combine. Now the pasta does absorb some of that dressing, so that can change the flavor and the consistency. I happen to like that. If you don't like that, you can keep the dressing separate and then just add it on to the salad when you're eating it. But for travel, that can be pretty messy. So I like to just combine it ahead of time and then let it sit. Also for traveling, any of the food I make, I don't take in glass containers. I just have that pasta salad in a glass container for now, but I transferred everything into plastic containers that are better for traveling, a little lighter, and that can stack more easily in a cooler. But now I am making a big batch of Instant Pot hard-boiled eggs. So here I have a dozen eggs that I put in the Instant Pot. I did the 5-5-5 method. You can get this recipe over my blog at moonandmagnolia.com. So you cook them for 5, let it depressurize for 5 minutes, and then let them sit in an ice bath for 5 minutes. And it really does make a perfect egg that peels perfectly every single time. Half of these eggs I'm going to take for snacks because my 5-year-old will always eat a hard-boiled egg. And the other half I'm going to make a simple egg salad so we can have that in the car with crackers. I bought a big box of crackers for snacks while we are in the car, or if we don't eat it then, we can also make egg salad sandwiches with it because I'm also taking a homemade loaf of sourdough sandwich bread, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But for the egg salad, I just roughly chop them in a bowl, put in a little bit of mayonnaise and some mustard. I really like a little bit of relish in my egg salad, but I don't have any relish right now, so I just left it with that. And of course, season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. One of the things I like about taking something like egg salad is that it's hearty and filling. So rather than stopping and getting a burger, we can eat egg salad, which of course is a lot healthier, but we're also not just snacking. Anytime I'm making road trip snacks or travel meals like this, I'm always trying to think about what type of food will keep us fuller longer. What type of food can I make that has a little bit of nutrition in it? So that way we're less tempted to stop for fast food, but we also feel sustained longer while we're traveling and also while we're out and about enjoying our vacation. Okay, so here I am making some chicken breast and I'm going to use in a couple of different ways for our travel meal prep. And I'll show you and talk you through how I'm going to use those in a few minutes. But first, I'm just making them in a big batch. So I sprayed each side with a little bit of avocado oil and then sprinkled it with some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Of course, you can always season them however you want, but because I'm going to use these in a couple of different ways, I'm just keeping the flavors pretty neutral. And then I'm cooking them in the oven at 450 for about 30 minutes or so, which seems pretty high, but I found that cooking chicken breasts higher like that makes a better chicken breast. I think what it does is my theory is that it cooks the outside and it holds all the juices in on the inside, and they taste delicious like this. So I'm just letting these cool for a while, and then I'm actually refrigerating them overnight so then I can use them the next day to prep a couple of meals. So I'll show you a few travel freezer meal ideas and how I'm packing them for my air fryer specifically in just a couple of minutes. But first, I'm making a loaf of sourdough sandwich bread. Of course, the easiest option would be to just get a loaf of bread from the store, but I really love to bake bread and I love having homemade bread on a trip. It just feels really special and fun. So I am making some plain old white sandwich bread with bread flour. I know I tend to use a lot of fresh milled flour in my baking, but for some things, I just like a good old classic loaf of white bread. This is my regular sourdough sandwich bread recipe that's over on my blog, but I swapped out the AP flour for bread flour. And when you do that, you'll need to increase the hydration just a little bit. And I will say, I think it might be better with the bread flour than the AP flour. So I recommend giving it a shot. So I'll be using this in two ways for our trip. One, for the actual road trip itself, I'm going to make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We just learned a couple weeks ago that my daughter outgrew her peanut allergy, so we're eating all the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches we can get our hands on. Then once we get to Tennessee, I'll get some lunch meats and cheese and mayo and those sorts of things, and then we can use the remainder of the bread for sandwiches throughout the week. Like I said before, you could always just buy bread for this, but another easy thing to take for travel are tortillas because they lay flat, they stay fresh for a long time, they're just easy to pack up and deal with. So if you don't want to make bread, going to the store and getting a pack of tortillas is a great option, especially if you're staying in a hotel because they don't need to be refrigerated and you can make them into any sort of meat and cheese roll. They're great with a little bit of peanut butter and banana. You can make peanut butter and jelly with them. Really, the possibilities are endless and they just make things pretty easy. Okay, here I am making some really easy egg cups and I'm using this again as a fridge clean out and just using whatever I have on hand. So I mix some eggs together with a little bit of cottage cheese and some milk, and then I put a pan of water in the oven and I'm letting the oven preheat with it to create steam. That steam will prevent a skin from forming around the egg cups, but it also makes them a little fluffier and less chewy, so I prefer that method. In a little mini muffin tin pan, I am putting in a little bit of leftover lunch meat. I just have a few slices left. I'm putting that right into the bottom of the tin, and then I'm pouring the egg directly over those little pieces of lunch meat. You could make these in big muffins, you can make them in little muffins, you can make a quiche, whatever it is you want to do. But I like these little mini egg cups because they're a good size for my 5-year-old. They also make a great grab and go breakfast or even a snack. Where we are staying, we'll have breakfast in the morning, but I do not like breakfast often at hotels. The food's usually pretty low quality and I don't feel great after eating it. So I do like having a couple of things on hand that we can eat for breakfast while we are traveling. I'll show you how I packaged up all of this food later in the video, but for these, I actually froze all of them because I don't think we're going to eat them really in the car and I want them for breakfast over the coming days. So once we get to Tennessee, I'll put them in the refrigerator to thaw and then we can just warm them up in the microwave, or honestly, sometimes I even like them cold. For our family of 3, if we go out to dinner, especially in a touristy area like Pigeon Forge, it's a minimum of $100 for dinner. And that's a lot of money for just 3 people. And to do that every single night for many nights really starts to add up. So I want to make sure we have at least a few dinners. We do want to go out to eat a couple times while we are there, but I'd like for us to have a couple dinners on hand to save a little bit of money. So here I'm making a big batch of turkey meatballs. This is just ground turkey, some freeze-dried herbs, a little bit of onion powder, garlic powder, and some salt, pepper, and panko breadcrumbs and Worcestershire sauce. I baked them at 375 until they were done, and then I let them cool completely because half of them I am going to freeze just plain, and then the other half I'm going to make an air fryer freezer meal with, which I'm going to show you in just a second. I promise you we will get there. But before I can do that, I need to make the base for my air fryer meals. So here I am making just a really simple potato and broccoli base for freezer meals. I'm using frozen diced potatoes and frozen broccoli. I tend to lean on these sorts of ingredients pretty heavily when I'm doing batch meal prep, whether it's just regular batch meal prep for my life or travel meal prep, because when you're making all this food, it's a lot of extra work. And when when you're making it for travel, you're making a lot of food for your future meals, but you still have your regular life to deal with too in the meantime. So anything to make life easier is welcome. So I just simply sauteed that in a little bit of butter with some salt and pepper, and I'm letting it cool. And that will be the base for all of my freezer meals. And then finally, I'm getting that bread in the oven. I let it cold proof in the fridge overnight. That just slows the process down and gives me a little more time, but it also creates a little more sour flavor in the bread, which I like too. So now everything is cooked and ready to be packed up. So some of this I'm taking refrigerated, like the egg salad and the hard-boiled eggs and the pasta salad, so we can eat it in the car. But a lot of it I am freezing, obviously to preserve it so it stays fresh while traveling, but also by freezing it, that acts as ice packs for the cooler too. We will need to put more ice in the cooler, but it does help to have all that frozen food. So I just put the egg cups in a Ziploc bag and I'm freezing them flat so I can easily stack them. But for the freezer meals, I'm going to do this a slightly different way. So that is the base to my air fryer. Our air fryer is pretty small and compact. It's the Ninja air fryer with the glass bowl bottom. So we'll be taking that with us. So what I'm doing then is I'm putting the foil in the base of the air fryer and making that shape of the bowl with it, and then filling it with the freezer meals. So here I have the potato and broccoli base with the meatballs on top, and then I'm just closing the foil right over it and trying to maintain the shape of that bowl. So that way I can freeze it in this shape, and then when it comes time to reheat it, I can just plop that foil pack right into that bowl. It fits in there perfectly, and then I can reheat it that way. This air fryer has a bake option, so I'm going to use that to just reheat everything. I don't know yet if I'm going to reheat it from frozen or thaw necessarily. I'll figure that out once we get there, but either way, it should work just fine. The remaining meatballs, I'm just freezing in a Ziploc bag, and then we'll just eat them as we need to. We'll have a microwave, so we can just microwave those if we want. For the chicken breast, half of it, I'm going to make chicken salad with. I actually haven't made the chicken salad yet. I'm going to do that right before we leave, and then we'll have that in the car. But the other half of it, I'm going to use for other freezer meals. So here I'm doing the exact same thing with the foil, putting the potato and broccoli base in the bottom, and then I'm putting some of the chicken chopped up in there, but then I'm also layering it with a little bit of sliced cheddar cheese. Theoretically, I think shredded cheddar cheese would work better. I didn't feel like shredding any cheese. I already had sliced cheese in the fridge ready to go, so I'm just putting that on top. So that way, when we reheat it, it'll get all melty and we'll have a delicious broccoli, cheese, potato casserole sort of deal. If you are taking a road trip and like us, you won't have access to an oven or a stove, taking a small air fryer, even a crock pot, if you have space for it in your car, is a great option for your freezer meals. So that is what we are having for our spring break trip. I hope you're off to a wonderful spring and maybe even doing a little traveling yourself. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and I'll see you again next time.